Foots. It's amazing, right?
Yes, it is.
All of you here that have access to a King James Bible, go get it. And something to write on the tablet. It's time to make this transformation now in the real way. Now, what color your body is turning? Blue and what? Now you say your body, your light body, you read things now as a kid?
I said when I read something on the internet pertaining to the family or our teaching or something in the Holy Tablet, sometimes the words have a blue hue or a red.
Enter Noble Nawabian, Dr. Bright.
You're in the presence of divine. You know, we just moved. Okay, I seen it. It went to the right.
I saw it move to the left.
You balancing between your body and the spiritual plane now. Let me explain that the blue light is the fifth plane, because green is the fourth, right? You know, the yellow one is total consciousness. That's the sixth plane, and violet is the seventh. Are you following me?
Yeah,
now, what I'm seeing is a greenish yellow when I look at things and read like the chant and all that, anything, right? Like what you say, anything dealing with this. I see a green mixed with yellow. So that means that green is coming about by blue and yellow. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bit, I'm up into the spiritual and consciousness.
You got knocked out for a minute. I didn't hear all.
No, I didn't get knocked out. I had to answer the phone. People calling for the number. They still calling the 512 number, you know what I mean? Because violet is the last visible color in the spectrum. Yeah, I'm glad you're seeing more blue. Blue is spiritual. That's the color my mother always gave off, was blue in her aura. Predominantly, it wasn't the only color. She had amber and, you know, all the other colors, red even. It was predominantly blue, always, that I know. And that's what we're doing. We're striving to transform to the spiritual body. So a lot of things happening. Have you ever seen me move stars before? Or planets? All right, because I might move some tonight, too. Listen, I'm trying to communicate to these people. Yes, I know. Yeah. I didn't reveal it to the world until maybe a year or so ago. Let me say this. What we're speaking about is making the transformational dimensional shift, right? Where we have to turn ourselves inside out, as Father Babyanun said, in our perspective of who and what we are. Now, what happens is that people usually identify with the carnal body or the physical self as this is me. For example, when you're talking to yourself and you say, I'm in here talking to myself, right? People usually identify with the real them as the myself or the physical body, the thing they see in the mirror, as opposed to the I, which is make that I single again, which is the spiritual being or the inner man or the inner woman, right? The inner being. Correct. Because you have an inner vision, inner hearing, and inner heart. Correct? Right. Okay. So now the problem is when you identify with the physical form, then that means that you're vulnerable and susceptible to time, disease, death, injury, fear, hunger, all of these things that can afflict or affect the physical body. But in your spirit, when does your spirit get hungry or sleepy? Or cold? Or can you shoot it?
Yeah, never.
Okay, that's a good answer. What do you all say? Or is it like boom, 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 boom? Can't touch this.
You can never do that. Never, like she said.
Exactly. You can't touch the spirit. Okay, so if you turn yourself inside out, like Father Babyanun say, into a spiritual entity, rather than thinking of yourself as a physical being that possesses a spirit and a soul and an etheric aspect and consciousness, as a lower aspect of yourself that's big and peripheral, that's not really you, to start thinking of yourself as a spiritual being that possesses a physical form as an illusionary aspect of yourself, right? Right. But you don't have to stop being physical to attain a spiritual ascension, just like you don't have to be spiritual to be physical. You don't have to get rid of the spirit. The point is when you start talking about the earth is going through a dimensional shift, so it too has many aspects of it in parallel universe of reality. So if all of you could imagine your body or your being, because when I talk to you all, I'm not just talking to a physical being, I'm talking to a physical, spiritual, etheric, soulful, etheric, conscious, all these different aspects of you, which are all you. They're all real, and all reflections of the other. And now, this is all reflected from the plane of consciousness. Now, if you can all think, as an artist illustrates, you draw a picture of your physical body, then directly behind that, you draw a spiritual body. That's the same shape, you know what I mean? And then behind that, like a soul, and then behind that, ether, and then behind that, consciousness, until you get 7 stages, moving back shadowy stages of yourself, like duplicates. Can everybody imagine that?
I can imagine that. You have.
Now every one of those beings is really you, because you are a spiritual being, because you got physical eyes. But if I ask you to close your physical eyes and then to see your car in the driveway, or see what you ate for dinner yesterday, which you can't do with your physical eyes, and that's not just memory, because again, the experiences that you had in a dream, and then a week later something happened, you told the person next to you, I saw this in my dream a week ago. So how do you remember the future? So that's an all-seeing eye. They can see backward and forward through time and through walls, and distance. Because you can see what you did 3,000 miles away when you were in California. So we know that aspect of you is right there with your physical body. It's also the part of the thing that we call I. When your child say, who are you talking to in that, you say, it's me. I'm in here talking to myself. I'm in here talking to myself. Even though we know the I and the myself is the same being, in a sense, there's still a polarity or duality, right? Okay, so now the thing is, as long as you deal with the physical, identify with the physical form, just like the character in the story as opposed to the author of it, then you know you're going to be susceptible as a carnal being to being ill or cold or hungry or aging or death, or fearful or confused. All these things you're susceptible to when you're a carnal or physical being. But when you turn yourself inside out to a spiritual adept, to a spiritual ascended being, then you know in the spirit you no longer are hindered by things like gravity. You can ascend walking up the hallway like Zacchaeus did, right? Or because just like steam, you go up, fall on the ground like blood or bones and teeth like water or ice. You go up like steam in a pot, you float, and you can't get hungry or sleepy because somebody's woke even when your brain and body shuts down, because dreams that you are alive in another reality are very vivid. You see what I mean? So that aspect of you, that inner being, it never sleeps, right? In fact, it stays woke until you reconnect with your physical body, because you come out of a dream and wake directly up. Sometimes you're upset about it. Damn, I wish I could have finished that. But sometimes it's a bad nightmare. You'd be like, wow, when you wake up, I'm so glad that was a dream.
Exactly.
Right? I'm glad that's over, right? I'm glad to be back here. I'm glad to be back here, right? And then you have to calibrate. So you have to recalibrate to your physical reality and to your body. You have to stop a minute and adjust, look up at the ceiling, think to yourself, oh yeah, this me, this is my name, this I'm here, oh, I got to get up, I got to go to work, then you got to go to the bathroom. Sometimes you have to stare at the urinal in the toilet, try to figure it out, oh yeah, right, until you get it straight. Then you get your head clear, and then you reconnect. And sometimes when you wake up, you can't even really move in a way. It's like sleep paralysis. You have to wait until your higher essence reconnects again with your lower aspect. You know what I mean? Or downloads back and reconnects to the physical body. And some people say it's a witch riding their back. It's actually sleep paralysis, right? Now, if you realize that the Earth itself is going through these same changes, vibrating because it's parallel Earth, parallel universes and existence. So the Earth, Mother Earth, Tiamat, made of life, is also as raising up in vibration, so that some people are, but it's the same. You got many different worlds on the same planet, in the same way that you have one television. But if you're looking at cable, you can be looking at a picture on a channel that's really horrible, Frankenstein and freezing cold, murder, and you're uncomfortable with that reality. So you shift from channel 6 to channel 19, and then here you are in a beautiful circumstance, out having a picnic on a beautiful day, with ducks in the pond, with your favorite people around you, the wind blowing gently, warm and pervasive sun rays, monarch butterflies floating by, and now you got a picnic basket there, and all is well, right? But now the thing is that you shifted worlds, but not televisions. All this is going on in the same place at the same time, but now you're vibrating on a different frequency. Is everybody with me?
Yes, I am.
Right. That's the same Earth, but a different world. That's what the Bible means by there'll be a new heaven and a new earth, for the former things will have passed away. And then God himself will be your God, and he will be the light of that city. And there'll be no more hunger, no more thirst, no more crying, no more fears, no more sickness, no more death, for the former things will have what?
Passed away.
Exactly. Because that is just you going from the physical to the blue light body, to the spiritual body. And this transformational information that I'm giving you all now is the accelerant. It's the thing that is raising you up. It's your stairway to heaven. You follow what I'm saying?
Sure.
All right, now see, so if anybody wants to check the last picture in the Holy Tablets, that last page, and they'll see me there, and then you see a etheric cord coming up out of the top of my head, all the way up to the Crystal City, and you see a lot of brothers and sisters dressed in white, white jalabias, in ancient white clothes, and they're floating up that tube, going to the Crystal City. That is real for those that are able, to stand, because now is not the time to get weak, now is the time to get strong, okay, and hold on to the rope. That's right.
That's right.
Because many will get weak and fall away. Okay, now, Madudi, are you here?
Sure.
Could you describe to people what you experienced up on that roof in Brooklyn, New York that night?
When I was on the roof, it was like 3:58 in the morning. I was trying to move stars. I was trying to call Amun to help me try to move stars. So when I tried it, I put my arm out and sort of like a focal point so I can concentrate on looking at one star. But as I was focusing, everything on the left and the right sort of like darkened out, and the star sort of like zoomed in. But then I lost focus because my whole arm changed to blue. It was like not my skin turned blue, but like it was like an aura around me that was like translucent, sort of like a butane type of fire, but you could still see your skin. So I looked at my hand, and then I lost focus on the star, and then it changed back, normal. And then I tried it again and tried to move the star. My arm turned blue again, but this time I said, okay, this is really supposed to happen, and I wasn't just imagining it. I began to move the star. I moved a little bit, and then I lost focus because I wasn't sure if I was actually moving it or not. And then my arm, it stopped turning blue. So when I tried it the third time and tried to move the star, my arm changed blue again. It just lit up blue as like a light. And then I was able to move the star a little bit, and then I realized, I said, oh snap, I did move the star. And that was my experience.
Exactly. And see, the wonder of that is that every time that I move stars or planets, I'm powered up, and I'm raising up into a higher vibration, and I turn to a whole light being. And a lot of people, that they can't see the lights is because their third eye is still calcified. Are you following me? But the lights are flashing in my eye. The wind is blowing around me strong like a vortex. You can hear it. You can actually hear the wind blowing around. And that wind is what we call in Spanish espiritos. You know what that means, Matudi? What does that mean? Espiritos.
Spirit.
Spirit or soul in Spanish. But we know they're two, not the same thing. But that's the way in Spanish you say espirito, spirit or soul. That's that wind, ruha, that blows around me, which creates that vortex, that tunnel that leads from the top of my head to the crystal city, that is raising up everybody right now. Not in the sense that everybody's going through my eyes and up a tunnel, and it's just a symbol, okay? All right. Now, Zakia, when you read spiritual things and holy tablets and what have you, what color are you starting to see?
I'm starting to see a blue hue around them. I used to see mostly red, but I don't see red that much anymore. I mostly see blue around the words that I'm reading now.
And that's very powerful. Now, everybody that knows me, that comes in the chat with me, what color do the pages turn every night, the writing in the pages?
Green.
Yeah, greenish yellow, I always tell you.
Greenish yellow, okay.
That's right, because what it is that the yellow is total consciousness, and like I said, Malakut, or the green, is the fourth plane, and then the fifth plane is blue, that's spiritual, and the fifth is yellow, that's total consciousness, and the seventh is violet, the violet hue, okay? So when I see greenish yellow, what green is the combination of blue and yellow, you see? So I'm seeing 4, 5, and 6, that's where I'm dwelling at, on those planes. Okay? So I want you all to know what the goal is here today. This is what you're striving for. We're not trying to get to heaven in any linear sense, like from point A to point B. It's a transition inside your body. It's a shift in consciousness. Okay? All right. And some of you that have been a lot closer to me at times have seen, I've revealed some of the chakras to you. The violet, blue, green, red. Some people have, various ones. Okay, within your own self. All right. Now, I'd like to let you all know that this, what you call reality, is really a matrix, a three-dimensional hologramic light show, right? So if you go into your Bible, and we're going to get specific about things today, go into your Bible and go to Numbers 11:12. Somebody write that down, Numbers 11:12, and then somebody else write down Exodus 13:12, and somebody else write down Isaiah 33:8. I can give y'all more. Can y'all handle more? Want y'all to look out for something. Want y'all to look out for something in the future. Iron Man. Everybody know about the Iron Man cartoons, Iron Man comic books, right?
Yes.
Now I'm telling y'all something to expect. I know you're not going to believe this. Johnny Quest is Joni Quest, but Iron Man is going to be a black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Right.
You said, what was the verse? Isaiah what?
Isaiah 33:8.
Oh,
it's going to make references in the Old Testament to highways, right?
Okay. You said Numbers 11:12, right?
I'm at Numbers 11:12.
Numbers 11:12. Okay. Now let me ask y'all a question. Who is it that nourishes a child? It's a woman, right?
True.
Yeah.
We all know that. She got mammary glands, breasts, right? That's the mother. She nourishes the child, right?
Right.
Nursing. Nurses a child, right?
Right.
Correct? Okay. What if we change it to our fathers doing that? Would anybody believe they're still reading their grandmama's Bible?
No.
Because if you are, it won't make no difference. It's in there. Look up Numbers 11:12 and write it down. What does it say? Somebody read it out loud.
Have I conceived?
Have I all this people? Have I begotten that thou shouldest carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth sucking?
Wait a minute. Slow down. What father?
As a nursing father.
No, that ain't right. That's not right.
That's not right.
No, that's not right. In fact, we're going to follow that up. We're going to follow that up to show you how unright it is. Somebody look up Luke 17:34, and somebody else look up Luke 17:35. That'll be okay too. Luke 17:34. I hope y'all wrote down the last thing about the nursing father. Luke 17:34. Write these down. Fred, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You hope you're writing them down.
I got it. I'm at Luke 17:34.
Okay, now I don't know why you're talking like that. You haven't been sleeping 3 days. Okay, talk up loud, son, and read Luke 17:34 for us.
Okay.
No, what I'm trying to say, these men are homosexuals. That's what they say. Please.
Luke 17:34. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken.
Now, wait a minute, son. Wait a minute. I don't like the way that sounds. How many men in one bed? One man in the bed, right?
Two men, it says.
Oh, so that's one of them nursing fathers, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm saying, this shit ain't right. But while you sisters laughing, go to Luke 17:35, son, and read that to me. They grinding more than wheat.
Two women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken by the left. Wow.
They should be grinding together, right? I follow you. That's supposed to be grinding wheat. Now the men sleeping in one bed, nursing babies, and the women grinding together. I got you. Okay. That's Holy Bible now, you see. Well, we're going to go to Exodus. We're going to go to Exodus 13:12. And I'm going to prove to you, since yesterday, that this is a matrix. This is one of my own personal tests here.
Exodus,
quite a while ago.
Exodus what? Give me one more time.
13:12. Now, I want y'all to know this is a matrix. This thing you call reality, and we opening up the matrix right now.
All right, I'm here.
Read it loud.
That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that openeth the matrix, and every firstling.
That's not the Holy Bible you reading.
I sure am.
That's the Old Testament. The word matrix is not in the Bible, man.
I know it. It's there now.
Oh, I see. Opening up the matrix. Read it again.
That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that openeth the matrix, and every.
That's what I'm saying, and that's a fact. See, all of you all that open the matrix with me, we're gonna set apart for the Lord, and all that can't or won't, we're gonna leave behind. You know what I mean? As Malachi said in his letter to me, you and I would have the power to lift a stone with our mind, to open the dome of our mind, to open the dome, to open the matrix. That's exactly what I'm doing, Star Mover. So if anybody that's worthy and strong enough to make it, come on through. Isaiah 33:08. We're going to see if it's any highways running through, like, I-95 in the Bible. And somebody else go to Exodus 34:14, and somebody go to Exodus 3:15.
Isaiah 33:8, I'm there.
To see if there's any highways like I-95 and
The highways
66.
The highways lie waste, the wayfaring man cease. He hath broken the covenant, he hath despised the cities, he regardeth no man.
That's right. That's what they did. Now see, if you look around, they're always talking about infrastructure, how it's decaying. The highways lay waste now in the cities because these people have turned away. Okay? Exodus 34:14.
For thou shalt worship no other God.
Now, you know what God's name is? His name is jealous now. Not they used to say, I am a jealous God, but now his name is jealous. You don't believe that, do you?
Read that again?
No. Sister Farasa, go ahead and read it again. I'm sorry.
What verse is it again?
For thou shalt worship
Wait a minute. Let her read.
Now,
that don't make no sense. What do you mean his name is thou shalt worship no other God for the Lord? His name is jealous. Farasa, that makes sense to you?
Supposed to be, I am a jealous God.
No, I know, but I'm asking her, does that make sense to you, Farasa?
It does not.
Yeah. You got two men laying in bed again. Yeah. His name is jealous forever is what he's saying. Exodus 34:19, somebody. And Numbers 3:12. And Numbers 18:15.
34:19. All that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy castles, whether.
Okay, so now you got the matrix, opening the matrix in Exodus 13:12, and opening the matrix in Numbers 34:19, right? Where you at in Numbers for us reading right now?
That was 34:19.
So Numbers 34:19, read it again.
All that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy
I thought you said the matrix was being opened in Exodus 13:12.
Yeah, open his.
Well, that's too much opening. You mean the matrix is really opening then, right?
It's wide open.
I mean it. Numbers 3:12 and 18:15. By the way, Jiffy peanut butter. Everybody familiar with Jiffy peanut butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Jiffy anymore. It's just Jif. I know you don't believe it. Go look at it. Look it up on the internet. Jif. Yes. Numbers 3:12 and 18:15. Go ahead, 3:12. Loud.
And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that opened the matrix among the children of Israel.
They open the what? Open the what? Open the what?
Open
The matrix.
The matrix.
Okay, now see, now Numbers 3:12. Now, in other words, the Bible is all of a sudden is picking up overnight with somebody opening the matrix.
The Matrix is an alternate reality?
Yes, indeed. The Matrix. You've seen the Matrix on TV. The movie. You know what the Matrix is? Another parallel existence. Yeah, another parallel world. Okay, now let's. Okay, Numbers 18:15.
I'm trying to see where he's going with this.
Where I'm going with it is the first place. You know you in the Matrix when people move and start. You in the Matrix when the Holy Bible keeps telling you over and over somebody's opening the Matrix. That's not in the old. That's not old Bible language. You see?
Keep going.
I'm at 18.
Okay, Numbers 18:15.
Everything that opens the matrix. All
Here we go again.
Okay, that's right. So Numbers 18:15. Write it down. We opening up the Matrix again. I could do this all night, but I just want y'all to understand. Now your Bible is telling you one thing that you really need to hear. We opening the Matrix. Okay.
Please proceed. Please proceed.
Okay. Now go to Luke 19:27. First off, let's get a clear understanding of the disposition of Jesus. Jesus is a peaceful being, a disciple of love, divine love, right?
Yes.
He's talking about take all your beat your weapons in the plowshares, right? Take your swords and beat them in the plow so you can grow crops and all that. No war, right? No killing. Thou shalt not kill, Jesus. Let he who was without sin cast the first stone. You know Jesus, right?
Right.
Now, what if I told you that Jesus, now, in this reality, in the Holy Bible, is telling his followers to gather up his enemies and bring them to him so he could slay them? Okay, Luke 19:27. Somebody else, Luke 17:34.
27 is, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
That's not Jesus, is it? That's not the way Jesus acts, is it? Jesus don't talk like that. Bring him here so you can kill him in front of me. That is not peaceful Jesus. Okay, Luke 17:34. I want to make sure we were making no mistake about them homosexuals right there. Oh, we already did that, right? Okay, Matthew 26:45. Now, you remember in the Garden of Gethsemane that Jesus told all the disciples to stay awake? Remember, Jesus told all the disciples to stay awake. Everybody knows that.
Yes, right.
For that hour. Well, now, in this reality, Jesus is telling everybody not to stay awake. Did you hear what I said? Matthew 26:45. You're not in Kansas anymore. You are not in Kansas, Dorothy.
Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand. Yeah, when the hour was at hand, he told them to stay awake, and they fell asleep. He was mad about that. Now he's telling them to go to sleep. Okay, now we know that everybody knows that the lion will one day lay down with the lamb. That's Holy Bible, right?
Right.
No, we're going to have to change the lion to a wolf. Now go to Isaiah 11:6. I don't even remember wolves over there. I thought wolf was a North American timber creature, timber wolf, you know what I mean? I thought they had lions in Africa and all over there. I didn't know. I can't see Daniel in the wolf's den, right? What did it say? What did you say?
The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb. And
the wolf will dwell with the lamb, right? It wasn't never no leopards. It wasn't never no leopards in there, and it wasn't no wolf in there, and it wasn't no kid in there. That's a baby goat. I know that's wrong. That was the lion will one day lay down with the lamb. I'm positive.
Right.
So that's not your grandmother's Bible. Farasa, did anybody come in the window? If somebody else came in the window and changed your Bible, Farasa, a guy came on the highway and got it. Let me show you something. Now, y'all might not believe me, but what Jesus was saying is that money is the root of all evil. But he told people that some questions about my true justice. And I'm also going to ask y'all in just a second to run outside because I want to move stars again tonight real quick for people. To Luke 19:23. Let me tell you something. Jesus was worried about people messing with his money, so he's going to save all his money in the bank so that when he goes away and when he comes back, he can go to the bank and get his money. Holy Bible.
What?
That's right. Well, I mean, really.
Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank?
The bank? You mean B-A-N-K, the bank?
They didn't have the bank.
No, they didn't. I know they didn't. That's just wrong. That's rude. That is wrong.
And it said, I might
You want to
have
know? It's
required
19,
my
Luke
own.
19:23.
Yeah. Well, thou givest not my money unto the bank. I mean that at my coming I might require mine own with usury.
Yeah, see, when he come back now, he gonna go to the bank and withdraw his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kicks, right? That's kicks.
That
is not your grandmother's Bible. You are not in Kansas, Dorothy. I tell you.
Anymore. Okay. What is the contract?
Get some money.
Yeah, right. I gotta find which bank I gotta go withdraw from. That's what I gotta do.
Yes. Number one.
So I can bless us all, right? Yeah. Hey, look, y'all. I'm getting ready to go run outside and see what I can see in the sky. If I can see at least one star in the top, y'all do me a favor and everybody run out there, because I'm really gonna bend the matrix tonight. If I can see one star on the top of the sky, I'm gonna bend the matrix again.
I got no sky.
I got no stars. I got clouds.
I got clouds and rain.
You have to see this thing. It looks like it's half dinosaur and half bird.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
No, you
It's called a coccyx. Type it in, and it'll show you a picture of it. It's on some of the walls in the pyramids.
How you
Say
spell?
that word. It's called cockright. What's it called?
C-O-C-K-A-T-R-I-C-E. Coccyx. Cockatrice.
I'll tell you one thing. The Lord is faithful to me because he keeps that one star, at least two stars straight up in the sky. Can y'all see it?
I have no skies in
Please step outside in Alabama, wherever you at, and tell me you see that star up there.
You just can't see from back in New York.
It doesn't matter, because she look up at the sky.
It's raining in Virginia.
Okay, well, okay, that I understand. Okay, but in New York, the distance doesn't mean anything. But Duty, you going out there, right?
Sure, give me a second, Amun. I'm getting my daughter ready to leave.
My cell phone and call into the conference. I made a point to keep repeating the matrix over about 6 times. The matrix, the matrix, the matrix, the matrix, the matrix. I just want to let y'all know that I'm moving the star, okay? Everybody that can see it's dark, please go out and check the stars. I'm on the way out. Listen, can we focus on the stars for a minute, please? Let us do that, please, everybody. Everybody go outside. I'm going outside right now. Look up in the sky, straight up in the sky. Let me know. Maduti, are you ready? Kashish in New York, are you ready?
Yes, it's been in New York last 2 days, Brother Amun.
Okay, it's the only one up in the sky. It's a big pyramid in the sky. You see it run? It's the only one running across the sky. You want me to make it go in circles?
Yeah.
Just running fast now. Amun.
I see it. I see it.
You see it now, okay?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Amun. Now, to make sure y'all know it's not a freak. Now, see, there's another star behind it in that pyramid stainer. I'm going to move that one next, okay? Y'all see the one I'm talking about?
All right.
Move in the name of Amun-Rayay. Run across the heavens. In the name of the Master of the heavens and earth, appointed by power. You see it running? Run. I can see this bright light over my head. That's my chakra. It's brighter than the stars, brighter than the sun. Run. The sky is closer to the top of the sky, directly up in the top. Run.
Sure.
Okay, you see it now. Very good. Now, where you at?
Georgia.
Who am I speaking to?
Correct. In my
Okay, got you. Run. So you didn't see me move the first one, did you, Goreg?
just now, yeah, I saw it.
So I'm gonna move the brightest one on the point one more time, but I'm going inside. I'm moving the bright one again right now. That wind is starting to blow around me now. Run. Wow, that wind is blowing. That wind is blowing around me. It's a vortex blowing around me.
I can hear
Can you
it.
hear me? Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's a whirlwind going, ooh, wow.
I can hear
Something just bright just jumped out the sky. My aura over my head, my chakra is real bright up there. Run. Turn. Run. Run in the name of Amun-Rayay. That wind is strong around me. Y'all see it running across the sky? See it running across the sky? Y'all see it running?
Sure. I see it.
All right.
I see it.
The rest of y'all see it because I'm going in now. I'm lighting up too much out here. This wind is getting strong. It's getting to be kind of obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, let me go inside. I'm like the pink elephant in the room now.
Brother Amun, I can hear that thing blowing behind you.
Yeah. It was blowing strong.
Yeah.
And that aura, my chakra up there in the sky, it was brighter tonight than I ever saw it. It was brighter than a star.
Wow.
It was bright like that Merkaba I saw, when I was taking up. The bright light with the other small one revolving around it was bright like that, the brightest thing I ever saw. So what it is, you have to realize that the Merkaba, the movable throne, what you call a Burak, the white horse or whatever that Muhammad rode as a flying carpet from the sacred precincts in Mecca to Jerusalem, and then ascended up through the seven heavens, that is really your own soul. Is everybody hearing me?
Yeah.
When your soul, because your chakras rotate, did you know that? Spiral.
Yeah.
So the faster your soul rotates, faster and faster, it converts somewhere, it settles around your pineal gland and converts, it turns into a Merkaba. This is a ship, a white light craft that'll take you anywhere, through time or space, not just extraterrestrial, but interdimensional. You follow? Now that is available for me. That's called the chariot of the gods. That is with me. I have to make sure that you all can get to that. And those that are ascending now to the blue light body, and there's more of you all here, which will remain nameless, because I asked them not to come forward. I don't tell everybody that can do everything or what they can do, because everybody's been to say nobody's been. But believe me, I got students that can do quite a few. You'd be surprised. The thing is that we have to keep our secrets sacred until people prove themselves worthy. The thing is this: if it's not all the way right, it's not right at all. I got to finish, get 144,000 up before my mission is complete. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So y'all got to raise up faster. It looks like to me, or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to give y'all. Did any of you all get the video footage I sent you today of the white people built the longest tunnel under the Alps mountain to call the devil up? Did any of you get that?
I didn't check my emails. You sent them by email?
Yes, okay. Al Huda, I know you got it because you looked at it while in California as soon as I sent it to you. Yeah, okay. Is it real, Al Huda?
Oh, it's real.
Yeah.
The dancing, the ceremony,
I know
the whole...
Yeah, they walking like zombies or whatever. They're walking dead. But let me say, when the devil finally comes out of the black, when the devil finally comes, that ain't funny. When the devil finally comes out the wormhole and walks as Satan, when he grabs the first man, he wraps the folded wings of Draconia around him, just like on Mothman. What was that thing, Madudi, that y'all saw a long time ago, that movie? The Beastmaster. So anybody can look up Beastmaster. Let me talk to y'all. Y'all can look up Beastmaster on YouTube, the Beastmaster, and y'all see real draconians and how they do it. They wrap them folded leathery wings around them. Then they throw up this acidic vomit thing, and it dissolves their flesh, and then they got a long stem, straw-like, and they suck up all the flesh off the bones, and then when they open up the wings, dry bones hit the floor. This is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what that devil is symbolizing. Right, Al Huda, on there. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that you think about it, now you see it, right? Al Huda, look up Beastmaster YouTube, and then you see it. You see, it's not a joke. Now, when I tell y'all, I saw that real. I was there, and I saw them get two white women who was trying to climb up out the hole real fast. I was trying to reach and grab their hand and help them pull them up, but the one behind her, they snatched her so fast like a feather, she just disappeared like a pizza commercial, quick. The other one, I thought I could save her because she had a hand and her fingertips was touching mine. I was just about to grab. That thing ran up and crawled up on top of her back and then put that thing over, that top lip over her head and shot that stuff on her and sucked it up. And I'm talking about when he moved back, it wasn't nothing but bones. That was so fast it scared me. But I walk with him. I be talking with him. They don't bother me because I was sent by Faout, right? And a lot of people don't realize that the most powerful, the biggest up heaven to God is not Anu. Anu is the most high of all reptiles, Anunnaki, you know what I mean? The highest God is Rayay, Amun-Rayay, in all the universes. I think tonight I'll introduce y'all to that reality. All right. Okay, now who's got that first question?
First question, I got one.
I'll do my best. Open it up loud.
Interdimensional beings that we share the dimensions with every day, will we become like them at one time?
Will we become like them? You mean interdimensional? Yes. Yes, unless we don't raise, only if we raise up. Many are called, few are chosen. You have to be of the elite few, the 144,000, to make the shift. If you don't, you're going to stay down on this physical plane, and you'll always be susceptible to death, sickness, disease, pain, fear, hell.
Right.
Hunger, yeah. But that's why I'm here. I'm sitting here as a tender mercy to you all, like an angel from the Most High lowering his wing. Got it? Got it. Grab on and hold on tight. Don't be no fool.
I see it moving now.
It's going to the left, right? You see it? Oh, snap.
I'm moving stars for Kal-El Hall and his mother.
It's going around.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
He's moving like left and right.
Wow, this brother was a star. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh wow. Oh goodness. That's amazing.
Many of you are now in the throes of a dimensional shift. It is real for you, while others are being left behind with what they created or are creating. Still vibrating on that low level of gross physical matter is the only reality to them. Saying that they believe in Panabab when emotionally convenient, but when in regards to him saying that the Messiah is coming, he is not that Messiah. He was merely sent to introduce you to that Messiah. Their sense is revoked to their weaker and lower self. Now, for others of you, the spiritually elite that are evolving and making the shift, raising up in frequency or consciousness, expanding your consciousness, having an open mind and receptive and really cognizant and aware of the serious changes, like the stars are gone now. There's only 4,000 visible in the southern hemisphere, and in the north, many of the stars are gone now. And the fact that, for example, me and many of those with me are moving stars and planets. That's something that wasn't happening in the last world. The Bible changes. Study Mandela effect. See YouTube for Bible changes, geographical changes. See how South America is almost touching Africa now. Help people to wake up, get out of their own way. And remember, when you lead people to heaven, who gets there first? Email me at orion9@windstream.net, ORION, the number 9, at WINDSTREAM.net, and I'll give you contact information for the conference call, Q&A classes, etc., and speak with you on the phone. Post this class everywhere and send it to everybody and send it to the world like a chain, and make sure that you don't miss any of the classes that I'm going to be sending out in the very near future. We are all one divine love, your brother in the struggle, Amun-Rayay. Love you. The Most High sent us all we needed through Panabab Yanun. Now it's time to apply it, to transform into gods.
It's moving. Up and down. It's moving. Right there.
He moving that one. He moving that one straight up. You see it? Yeah. He moving that one. That's gonna move. You see it? The world.
That's straight up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's moving. Okay, it's moving and it's moving up. You see it moving up? You see it moving up? You see it moving? It's moving in a circle. It's moving down. Moving down. It's moving to the right. You see it moving? Ooh, look at it. Look. It's moving to the right. Okay, now it's going in a circle, a half circle. Okay, it went all the way around in a circle. There it goes. See it going in a circle? See it going in a circle? It's going in a circle. Brother's moon is moving a star, and it's going in a circle. Okay, now which direction is it going in? Okay, it's going up.
All right, Rahubat Foots, it's amazing, right?
Yes, it is.
I know it. Now, see, that's what I was trying to tell you. I can tell you more things now, but I got to show you. You got to prove things as you go along. See, that's what I wanted to tell you when you were here. You know that Nawabian Messiah, that Amun, the hidden one, that's me.
Okay.
I'm serious. That's really me. I can do more than that, Foots, but that's the only thing high enough in the sky for me to show people all across the country and Jamaica at one time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, if you think I'm kidding, if it stopped, tell me to stop and I'll make it move counterclockwise or straight line. Just tell me how you want me to move it.
Okay, just move it in a straight line.
Just a minute, Foots. All right, my brother, that was far enough, right? Back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you walk with the master. Now look, I'm gonna tell you something. If you look over to the side, in the side of the sky, you're gonna see a big, bright, colored one. That's the Ra star. You see that? It looks like a planet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and move that big one right there, the big colored one. You know, that's downway middle of the sky.
Okay.
All right, Foots. Just a minute.
We see the stalker going back and forth, going around, and then it going from side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
And then the big one over there, what did it do?
What do you want to know? What does it mean by the multitudes? What it means is that after we take the 144,000 up to the crystal city to be taught by the elders, 24 elders for 1,000 years, then after that time they'll return, and then the signet ring that Yanun has on, which is the 6-pointed star and crescent, the same symbol y'all see in green light on my forehead, he'll use that to seal a beast up into the pit for 1,000 years, and then after that time he'll be loose for a short while. Now, when he's loose, and 144,000 come back, for after the rapture, and after all the Armageddon, the remnant that's left, that survives that, they'll come because they'll know, they won't just believe that is true, and they'll all gather around the Lamb on Mount Zion. And behold, I looked at the Lamb, and there was with him 144,000 with their father's name written in their foreheads also, and of every nationality, kindred, and tongue. those multitudes. And after that, they'll be surrounded by the camp will be surrounded by the heathen, by Gog and Magog that'll sally forth. USSR, Russia, which is the United States and Soviet Russia, and China with a 200 million man army ad infinitum. But then it'll be myriads of angels that'll come down with lasers and atomic bombs, and they'll attack all those armies and destroy them from the face of the earth. That's what it means, okay? Now, what is the next question?
All right, I got a question.
Yes.
All right. Okay, as far as the lamb,
yes.
I got a couple of questions. All right, now, is Osiris a star?
Osiris is actually, he's the one that you call Anu. He's the Most High God among them, among a certain species. He's the Heavenly Father.
Okay, so Osiris equals a star?
Listen, you're talking about two different cultures. You see what I mean? Osiris is Egyptian name, like Osiris, but Anu is a Sumerian name. But it's the same being,
okay,
yes. Right.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, like Enki is Nudimat in Sumeria, but but it's the same. Like you say, Jesus in Spanish, or Jesus in English, or Ios in Greek. But we're talking about the same guy. Okay.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay.
All right. Next question.
Who would the lamb be? Exactly.
There's two lambs. Let me clarify it. Let me explain. There are two lambs. Now, the first lamb is Melchizedek. Okay, that is the lamb, and Melchizedek is a physical vessel that changes with every time that he returns. You have a different Melchizedek, like you had the brother, the child of Ner, through his wife Suphanum, even though it wasn't because of conjugal, relationships. That seed was placed inside of her womb as divine in her old age when she was past menopause, just like Sarah had the seed of Isaac placed in her by the angel that she laughed at. So this Melchizedek, after he was born, he had the bad priesthood upon him, and he sit by his mother Suphanum, who died in childbirth, and he was wiping his person, and the bad priesthood was indeed upon him. Now, Methuselah and Ner, they buried Suphanum in bright garments, and then they came back with Melchizedek, and after a time, because the people on earth had turned rotten and bad, that the angel Michael was sent down by the Most High, the angel Michael, who dwells in a realm directly under the throne of the Most High. The angel Michael, who is a separate entity from Melchizedek. I want y'all to be clear. Melchizedek is the physical vessel that Michael comes into and sits itself firmly in the heart of that child every time. Now, Michael never changes. He's the same one consistently, but every Melchizedek is different. So before the flood, that Melchizedek, Michael came down and took that child from Ner and but go to that next right now here, and then you can come back, and then if you have any questions more about that deeper, I'd appreciate them. Because there's a lot more I want to explain to you about this, but I don't want to lose everybody in the class,
Gotcha.
Yeah. My true justice, see, what it is that all these things you see in my true justice, that's my reality. You see what I'm saying? In fact, I spend more time there than I do here. You got me? Start moving. Okay, next question.
I got a question.
I'll do my best.
Is that their name or title?
That is the title. The name of it, the class, is Ma'at, M-A-A-T, T-R-U-E, True Justice, J-U-S-T-I-C-E, and it was dated 7/24/13. Right?
I was saying, is the name Melchizedek and all those things, are those titles or names?
Yeah. Well, his name is Murdoch in some places, and some people call him, some places he's called Yanun, like I was saying about the name Jesus before. Or Anu and Allah are the same one. It depends on where you are and who you're talking to and who's doing the listening. But I'm saying that's all the same being. And that being that you're calling all those names of Murdoch, Yanun, Al-Qadar, and all that, they're different, complete different entities from the one you call Melchizedek, which is a human vessel that's especially prepared to receive that entity that seats itself firmly in his chest, okay?
Right.
And transforms them to forms them to a great priest. Until the great one, that is to say Gadula, comes, that will reveal all things seen and unseen, and perform miracles greater than all the previous ones. I can show you that in Holy Tablets. It's in chapter 6 if you want to know. Next, when you go to the place about the priest servant Ner, N-I-R, Suphanum, and Melchizedek. Methuselah in that, okay, in chapter 6. Next question.
Yes, sir. I have a question.
I'll do my best.
The ultimate name that we call on, would that be the all, when we say all,
Like, you know, and then we said.
When you say, I don't know, spell the letters the syllables that you're doing.
You can spell it. Well, I would say like AHH. You know, like
yeah.
Like
Well, that's the first. That is the most pleasing sound to the ears of pleasant sound to Faut, right? Kalum.
Yes.
But that is the first vowel. That's the first vowel in what you call but it's also the first vowel in Amun, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something that most people don't know. When we went up to the mirror to get our tones in, when it was saying, Yanun sent down a message. He wants everybody to stop saying and start saying Amun, which is much more powerful and direct. Because Amun is the universal God. That is the universal tone. Amun. And if you listen, that's how I move stars. That's how I make stars go in circles. And if you hear me saying Amun, go ahead. Okay, one at a time. Okay, wait a minute. The new brother got a question right here. What is your question?
Pop said that Yanun is upset with humans. Can you explain that?
Say it again. Yanun what? Can you get on the phone a little?
Pop says that Yanun, he's upset with humans.
He doesn't like humans.
Move in the name of Amun-Rayay.
There you go.
Right now.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that tune.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
Thor.
Yeah.
Hathor.
Okay, I thought that's Hathor. That's Hathor in the Dendera. And Yanun always, and Malachi always tells me, and Amun, Hathor, Mother Hathor was always there for us, right? Now I still don't know what that means. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things he told me over the years, over long years, as we walked together and took that long walk on that short path. That still I still don't know yet. I don't understand yet, overstand yet, right?
Right.
But yeah, Mother Hathor, she was always there for he and I, always.
And Hathor was the one with the sun, with the sun overhead.
Mother Hathor, she's a powerful deity. Yes.
I have a question.
Okay, what is your question, Madudi? Okay, you're not through with Hathor? What is it?
Right. Well, I just wanted to see who was the cow. Who was the cow with the sun
Hathor, the sacred cow.
That's Hathor.
That's why she's worshipped in India. She's worshipped in India like that. Okay.
Now I'm moving.
Okay. All right. What was your question, Madudi?
Okay, my question, I have two questions, but I'll ask the first one. My first question is on trying to get to understand that in My Actual Justice, it was referring to how extraterrestrials can travel through one plane to the next, but through a craft, and how there's, besides crafts, there's interdimensional beings that don't use a craft that travel through wormhole interdimensionally.
Exactly.
And
yeah, so what do you want? You want me to explain it?
Yeah, that and what I was trying to explain is that when you're traveling to a wormhole, when they say when you're going back, you won't necessarily, it doesn't mean you're going to end up going to the end of the wormhole, because based on your DNA, you're going to, some people are going to stop and are going to they're going to not meet anyone. They're going to meet someone at that wormhole. Could you expound on that?
That's what happened to me. What's being said is that when you pulled up in the vortex, and see, this is my forte. I've been trying to get y'all to this level all the time. That's what I know more about than anything here on Earth, right? Okay, when you pulled up in the vortex, first let me describe what happened to me that night, 3/26/13. I was laying in bed. I had turned off the lights. I was asleep. It was just me and a cat named Pink here. We just sleep. And then all of a sudden, I woke up because the wind was violent. It was more violent than the wind that blows around me outside when I'm moving stars, but similar. But it was like a tornado. It felt like it was sucking the whole house up. It was strong like that. Well, I was holding on to the bed and was rolled up like a taco, like that. I was holding on to keep from getting sucked up. And then the room was lit up, but it wasn't a light bulb, but you could see. And I saw my cat think she had her side along her left side along the back of the bed, and she was pointing like with her tail out and like a bird dog. And I looked at where she was looking on the wall there. I saw this black-looking creature that was stacked up like a moon pie with a whole lot of legs around it. I don't like spiders. And the wind was blowing around so strong clockwise until that thing was flapping on the wall, just holding on by a couple of legs, just flapping. And I thought, it's going in a circle. That thing going to turn around and land that big black thing right on my face. I didn't like it. So my cat came over, and she looked right in my eyes. Not because I had raised up. You know, you raise up. If you listen to the CD, it says first you raise up.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
When I raised up, then she walked over and looked at my eyes, not the eyes of the body on the bed. When she's done that, it's been like that many times. You know, like when I raise up on my elbow out of my body or something, she'll jump up on the bed, look at my eyes, the spirit, and then jump over the spirit, you know, like it's a body. So the cat can see spirits, believe me. That's why they be hissing in the corner. Now, when she made eye contact with me, I was trying to talk, but I don't have no laryngeal. So in my mind, I was saying, kill it, kill it, kill it. And the next thing I knew, I passed out, right? And then I came to, I don't know how long ago, later, but I thought to myself, I know this wind going to be gone, right? Wrong. The wind was stronger. And I couldn't even look at the thing. The wind was so strong, I was trying to hold on for dear life. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. That's how you block your blessings, through fear. So I said, I'm going to let go and turn into a ship and fly on up this thing. And that's what I did. I let go, turned to a ship, and flew on up there. I lost consciousness again. When I came to, I was at a dead stop. And when I looked to the left, there was this being in a tunnel. And he was standing there looking at me. He was like orange color. He had flat skin tags all over the left side of his body. He was a baleful, ugly-looking, mean rascal. But I turned away from that, looked straight ahead, and I said, about how old is Malachi right now? And a voice from up there said, 30 years old. I said, that sounds right, because that's the number, the age that I chose. Of course, he and I are one. Then I lost consciousness again and flew on up, right? When I came to, I was standing up in a concrete or masonry room, you know, like gray cosmic room. And I was standing next to a wall, and that wall was on the left of me. And I knew that on the other side of it was a room, but I don't know what was in it. But I looked over to the front of the room and to the right. There was a concrete staircase coming down with a bright, bright light coming from it. So I knew it was something upstairs. That's the, you know, the upper room. And next thing, I changed location, and I was hovering on top of them stairs, or either I was taller, and I was standing right eye to eye with Malachi coming down the stairs. And he had a whole bunch of brothers and sisters behind him dressed in white like a cloud with jalabias on, like an Ansar Allah, right? Mm-hmm. They was all dressed in white. And so I don't know what, I was 30, okay, he was 30 years, okay, so there's a lot of things I'm trying to figure out anyway, because if it's going clockwise, it should have been going into the future instead of going into the past. But anyway, anyway, let me say that's my own problems I got to work out. Anyway, to answer your question, I was standing in front of his eyes, and they were solid green, like the alm book. And I was trying to get, like, what was this wind and this light and this thing crawling on the wall, and who was that guy in the tunnel, and where am I at? No, but his eyes was solid green and jumping back and forth real fast, left and right, left and right. So I'm trying to keep my head on swivel. I'm trying to keep up with his eyes. I couldn't. And I was all frustrated. I got so serious, you know, and a nigga came out me, and I said, what makes you think I'm ready to be taken up? Not that mean or straight, like, but that's what I said. I was frustrated. I couldn't, you know, what makes you think I'm ready to be taken up? And I ended up back in the bed. Now, you know, but that's because by my DNA, I flew up the tunnel. I was doing 186,272 miles per second, the speed of light. And when I raised up, I went into a thing kind of like a seat that comes down out in the B room. And in front of that, there's a fan thing that moves, you know, clockwise. And above that's another fan that moves counterclockwise. Because if the fan is moving clockwise, if both of them moving clockwise, then you're going into the future. And if one of them moving counterclockwise, you're going into the past. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, and then there's a foam that comes up your back, like the back of a chair. And the best way Malachi described it was mystery foam. Now, I'm going to tell you, everybody that was in class with me, like Dial Bond, people that was in class with me when I first started revealing this, I told them, because I didn't know Malachi had revealed it, and he hadn't for another week or two. I told them, looked like I ran up that thing, and then the second time, and that, not this time, but the next time I went up, and looked like I was stuck in the floor of a closet, inside of a closet. You know, from the chest up, I was poking out, and my hands was on top of the floor. You know, sticking through on top of the floor. And I thought I was like in a cartoon, like part in the floor and part out of the floor. And it was a lit room, but now I know that mystery foam, it runs all the way up, and your hands be stuck in the gel in front of you. You understand? Because Melchizedek came out with a CD class done by Joe and his wife about 2 weeks later, and a brother named Michael Radford called me from Warner Robins and said, Ahmed, you ain't gonna believe it. Everything you said, word for word, Malachi just came out with Let My Words Be Known, and Joe and him just read it. And I found what he said, and I'll be damned. He mentioned everything with the black round thing on the wall. Exactly. Is that exactly right, Madudi?
Sure.
That's what it was. But the thing is you got to overstand, Madudi, that he said it 2 weeks after I experienced it.
Wow.
Which means that he knew about it. In other words, I don't know how long ago he had written it, or how long it took to get to them, or how long it took for them to read it on the internet, or how long it took for Michael Rapture to find it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you already experienced it.
But the point I'm making is, you sound kind of last days ago again. Now I need your energy.
I said you already experienced it. You already experienced it before it came out with it.
That's right. That's right. I did, but so did he. Because we was both. Remember I told you we were together? Because when I popped up out that closet, I was standing in front of him. He was standing by a table when I was looking in that lit up room, and it looked like the deck of Star Trek when I was stuck in the closet. I thought floor. And I was looking. I saw other beings walking back and forth in white, like on Star Trek. I was standing in front of him, but his eyes wasn't green. It was normal. And I told him as soon as I was standing in front of him, I said, and I thought I was speaking my mouth, not with the language, because up there everything is mind and mind.
Mm-hmm.
I said to him, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, what did I say? I said, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I said, I'm sorry. I love you. And then with the back of my mind, I said, please forgive me. In the back of my mind, there's something inside of us. We don't want to give that up too much. We don't want to. That's a little stubborn thing that people got. So I said again, I said to him, I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me, in the back of my mind. And he said in a real soft voice, like he said, oh, that's all right. Y'all know the voice I'm talking about. He said, that's all right. He said, don't worry about that. He said, we're coming back to get you again. Circle this date on the calendar. He gave me the date, and then he said it again twice. Circle this date on your calendar. Then we popped the scene shift that we was in another room. He was all dressed in black, and he was leaning against the wall, had his arms crossed and his feet crossed. And I was standing by, look, I thought it was a couch, the back of a couch, and it was a lit up room, and I said to him, look, I got herbs that I heal people with. Do I have time to train somebody to use them and give that to them? And all? He said, you can do that. And then I said, wait a minute. I said, I got all these books. I said, I got almost everything you did. Like 2 or 3 copies of each. He said, and I said, do I have time? Can I get? He said, you can do that. And before it was over, he said, do you have your human stones? And I picked up the black bag and just popped in my right hand. And then I was back home in bed again. I was thinking to myself when I woke, why did he say that? Because he's the one that gave me that black bag of human stones. But these things are strange. But the thing is that some people, like if I hadn't decided to come back, I would have ran all the way through the vortex, all the way through the tunnel. Do you hear what I'm saying, Madudi?
Sure.
Right? But if you cut the cord, or I had died. I died that night, and I died the next time, right? Because the real Trinity is the only thing that goes up. That's your spirit, your ba, your ta, ba, and ak. Your spirit, soul, and etheric aspect. That's the real Trinity of all of you all here. I'm excited because y'all finally got to where I'm trying to get into higher realms, right? Okay, So when you leave your body on the bed, you actually die. You see? And every time he's taken up, he dies too. In fact, we were taken up one time after that because I know we died at least 3 times in 2013 alone. And I woke up. Wait a minute. I woke up and we went to like a big giant mausoleum or something like that. They had a dirt floor and a vaulted ceiling, masonry, all that stuff. And there was 2 rectangle-shaped, perfect-shaped graves there, side by side. And I was up, and I saw a lot of black pipes all over the ground. And I was picking them up, throwing them in one of the graves closest to me, throwing them in the hole. I didn't know what they was, and I don't know why I was doing it, but I came to myself, and I saw myself, I saw me bending down, picking up them pipes and throwing them in that grave. Then I looked over to the second grave, and I saw 2 hands come up. And then he pulled himself up, and I saw it was his face. It was Malachi. And I told him, I said, I knew you were going to be strong enough to come up out of there.
I have a question,
Wait a minute. And then when he came up out of there, he was walking on the ground with me, and he got a big brown paper bag, and he jumped back down in the other grave, and he started throwing all them pipes out back on the ground. Then he jumped back out of that grave and got that brown bag and started collecting all of them, so I thought they must be valuable. So I got a brown bag, and I started getting all I could get, too, in a bag. Then we started walking out without saying a word, and we walked out into the sunlight, and it was like a stone-patched sidewalk, and I saw a holy tablet on the ground, opened up. And I stopped and bent down and picked up the holy tablet. He said, you don't need that, but I still kept it because I love the book. Now, what is it you want to say?
The second question that I have. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, let him finish. Let my duty finish up with this first line of question, please. What is the next question about?
Okay, the second question had to pertain to, from what you were saying, made sense with how it deals to how that's your counterpart and y'all merge. So my second question was to being counterparts from the Maya True Justice when it was talking about how you can have a dream and wake up and then forget all the details in the dream because at that point you was in sync with your counterpart
dreaming, right?
All right. So now, and as it kept going, it kept towards the end of when it was breaking down the counterpart, it was talking about how like if you heard your counterpart speak, it was like he'd be speaking backwards because based on what realm he is,
from you, right?
Reverse from you.
See, let me interject right here. What he told y'all to do is look at a movie called Upside Down. Remember that. If y'all don't have it, you can get it from me in your next package. Upside Down.
I don't have
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got one that I got two of them on the same disc that he asked us to look. I forgot the name of it, but it's about these grays that's going inside of people's houses and abducting people and all that. But most important about it is that they got a light hologram that comes on their ceiling in light, and it's the tetrahedron symbol, the three tetrahedron symbol that we have in the front of all of our books. Remember, we used to have that crop circle tetrahedron with like a pyramid with the three round dots on each end of it.
Sure.
On each point. That's the tetrahedron. That means that's a sign of the Merkaba, the Merkaba. And that was on the ceiling to let you know that them white people who made that movie wasn't no damn fools. They know we here. They know we back. Go ahead. What is your question?
So my
did I answer already? Wait a minute. Did I already answer your question?
No, I wasn't finished with it when you interjected.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My question was what it was saying was towards the end of it. It was saying how in the end you gotta merge with your counterpart. So my question is how do you know where your counterpart or when you're going to merge with your counterpart if you don't know who your counterpart is?
I'm making you aware of that now. I'm trying to tell. I've told you all quietly. I've whispered in your ear that you have a counterpart. But a lot of people wasn't ready for that, so they didn't really hear it. It didn't stick. You know what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
But everybody has a. Okay. Everybody has a. Wait a minute. Everybody, please, no fantastic imaging, but everybody has a counterpart, and that counterpart is when you have a dream. And you see yourself, I'm going to show you that y'all all know this counterpart. When you have a dream and you see yourself performing some activity in the dream, next time you have a dream, I want y'all to all go in that dream and try to wake up in the dream and go find a mirror. And look in that mirror, you're going to be surprised to see you don't even look like yourself, probably. But you know it's you because of the same inside, just like you all have dreams before, and you can see a friend or a family member, you know it's them, but they don't look the same. They look different. But you know it's them. You see? All right. But you still know it's them because the inside of us never changes, and that's Fa'u. That's the axis, the one that's looking at you in the dream. In other words, when you have a dream and you see yourself in the dream and you wake up excited to tell a person, I saw us last night in the dream fishing or something like that. Why haven't you ever been able to describe the one that was looking at you? Because you can't get formed to what's formless. But that is the real you because you said, who saw you? I saw us last night. That I, make that I single again. That's the oneness. That is Fa'u, right? Now that's the same one, the axis, that Melchizedek, that Michael and them stay on, that axis. And that's the one, the same one that saw me and my mother in a dream, or you and your daughter, or you and your significant other. You see? It's only one of them, but it's a lot of us being projected from there as images. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. What you call the physical form, it's only an illusion. You remember I told you that you all are enigma. So that if you sit in a chair and you find another empty chair in the room, if I could take your spirit, soul, personality, your ether, your consciousness, your memories, your emotions, and all of that, and put them in that chair over there, it wouldn't be nothing on the phone with us, just a shell. And it would break down eventually because the amalgam and the tachyon force that holds them together is everything that's in that chair. But if you look at the things I named in that chair, you don't see no color, no age, no race, no gender, no nothing, because you're not physical. You can't get formed to what's stimulus. You can't get formed to what's formless. You got what I'm saying? So, but that is the real you. So you got to remember that the real you is not the physical body, and this is the information that I'm imparting to you to help you make the transition to turn yourself inside out. I make it clear to you. I want to make it clear to you. You're not the goddamn thing you see in the mirror. Amun. Now, what's the questions? I only want questions, just questions, not statements. Okay?
Brother Amun, what is that?
Brother Amun, wait a minute. You got to get on the phone again, brother. I'm recording it. It'll sound, you see, it'll make the audio real off. But you sound real small back there. Yes.
What exactly is the Merkaba light ship?
That is the I just told you, it's your own soul. It turns into a Merkaba. And I'm going to tell you how, let me be more explicit. The way that you create the Merkaba is over your lifetime, building up good karma so that you start doing only good, agreeable, good deeds.
that goodness, it goes up in the arc, just like a bright line, like a sword of light, you see? And then you have to start raising up your consciousness and your soul, right? With information, transformation, like I'm giving you all right now. And that information makes your consciousness soar up into another sword, like in a spike, way up, like tall in the air. And then they start bending toward each other, and they eventually almost start touching the middle, but before they touch, they create a spark between them. That spark is the Merkaba, but you'll actually see it in the third eye area, the pineal gland, and it'll be spinning like a diamond. You know what I mean? When you close your eyes, or with your eyes open, either one. That light craft is the Merkaba, and any place that you focus on that you want to go, you end up there. That's it.
Then somebody had the cobra with the serpent on the top of the cobra's head.
Yes, exactly. They're called a Wajat, the Wajat, right? And the Egyptians, the Hindus have a little dot right there, but the Egyptians always have that cobra right there. That was marking the Wajat, the third eye. Yes. Means that they were walking conscious.
You ready? It's Kashif again. When you got
in the back, okay. You have a question. Wait a minute. I want to be clear. You have a question. I don't want a statement. I love you. I don't want a statement again.
Please be patient with me. Bear with me.
I'll be patient, but I don't want statements. It's only one teacher. I don't have time for statements. I just want questions.
I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not fighting with you. This is the question I got for you. Okay?
Okay, the question. Go ahead.
Nabab Yanun. You said the lady Hathor, and you mentioned Murdoch, Melchizedek, right? Being that Nabab, actually, like he was telling his lawyer, Gloria Bashar, on the phone, Yanun, he cleaned that up. He said he's upset with humans. My question is this. Hathor, Yanun, Tidra, are these all disagreeable, agreeable, all part of all? How do they work out?
No, you have agreeable and disagreeable in all. See, the only reality is divine love. Listen to me clearly. The only reality is divine love. Everything else is mere illusion. But in order to create the illusion or matrix hologram of existence, as far as universe, which is two words, un or uno in Spanish and French means one. Versus means against, like home versus Ali. So universe means against the oneness. So to create the illusion of realms, you have to create the illusion of opposites. Like day and night, male and female, here and there, up and down, hot and cold, left and right. Are you following what I'm saying? Now, yes, that's when or good and evil, or agreeable and disagreeable. So you have to create the illusion of that. But all these things are different vibrations of the same thing, existing on the same pole, vibrating at different frequencies, just like temperature. You see, in other words, if you say 0 is, 1 degree is cold, and 100 degrees is hot, then what is 50 degrees?
Middle.
It's what? Is it even? Can you call it hot or cold?
It's warm.
It's what?
Warm.
So why wouldn't it be cool? I mean, is the glass half empty or half full?
Please proceed.
Huh?
It's in the middle.
Well, I don't know what that means. That means it's not hot or cold. That's what you're saying. That's my point.
Right.
You see? So, in other words, there's no such. There's extremes of the same polarity, like love and hate. It's a thin line. It's a thin line between love and hate. Right?
Right.
You can love them 1 second and hate them the next. The same. Okay. And let me explain. When things are don't talk over me, brother. Wait a minute, Kashif. Wait a minute. Don't talk over me when I'm talking. Wait a minute, Kashif. If you're wasting time in the class, please, I love you. Okay.
No problem.
See, wait a minute. No, what you're doing, you're making me lose my trains of thought. That's not good. I'm trying to elaborate on the first thing you asked about. See, you can transfer the same emotion, like love into hate or hate into love. You can transfer day into night or night into day, or good into evil or hot into cold. You follow me? Because they're the same pole, extremes of the same pole. But you can't transform love into courage or hate into sadness. You follow? Because those are different vibrations, not the same pole. Those are different emotions. You follow me? You can always convert the same thing. Now, when you were first asking about the realm of opposites, so I want to take y'all back to some kind of a reality here. When you start talking about Fa'ud-Kulum, you're talking about the mother mind of all. Now, what happens is, I want y'all to open up your minds and imagine that Fa'ud or Kulum is just pure consciousness. The thought before the thought. Not thought, but the place thoughts come from. That's what Fa'ud is. and it doesn't even vibrate. It only sets things into vibratory motion, right? So because everything that vibrates is part of creation, not the creator. Now, if Baal knew conceptually, it knew that it was the Almighty, it was the All-Knowing, it was the all everything. It knew that, but it didn't have experience of it. Didn't have experience of it. In other words, it didn't know what it would be to be patient or loving or whatever. It was nobody. Or what does it mean to be the all-wise or the almighty when there's nothing there but you? It's nothing to quantify it. There's nothing to compare it to. You know what I mean? It's just like being in the dark all the time. How do you know it's dark if you never experienced day? I mean, if you're always good, how do you know what evil is? If you've never been to hell, then you can't appreciate heaven. So what it did is it contemplated that. How long? Long the age of the universes times the age of the multiverses. And then it ultimately concluded that it would divide certain aspects of its consciousness into 46 trillion created beings, like you see in the Holy Tablets. Men, women, and children, drunkards, dogs, vampires, bats, seraphim, butterflies, all this stuff. Now, when it did that, just like you do when you dream and you see people in your dream that you've never met before, because you are created, when I see you, I see the Father. Now, what it did is it erased the memory from all of them so that they wouldn't wake up in the castle knowing who they were, which would defeat the purpose of seeing itself from another perspective, to have something to quantify, to try to figure out who and what it was. So it created enocytes of forgetful beings, right? And then that's why all of you have been spending most of your journey trying to figure out who you are, where you came from, and who the Creator is, to get back to the source. Because you're trying to remember, which means just like if I take a negative example of that, if I take a body and I do a biopsy, or I do an autopsy, and I put a foot over here, a leg over here, ear over there, and I separate it into a lot of pieces, I dismember it. Okay? Now, if I want to put it back together for a burial, I have to remember it again. In other words, put all of that back together and make it into one body again. So that's what remembering is, Zachar. Remember, to put it all. I'm trying to connect the dots to put everything together for you all again, so everything visible and invisible will be clear to you again, right? So now, when it did that, it separated itself, then it created day and night, left and right, good and evil, you know what I mean? So it had to create, in order to make the what you call existence, which is not, there's nothing here but blackness and divine love, that's it. So he said, let there be light. When he did, that separated the day from the night, so to create the illusion of time passing. Right? Are you following me? Now, this personality, listen, this personality is inside of this one mind is no different as you're a reflection of Fa'u, as the 7 minds of Eve. And you have that woman, and she got these 7 personalities inside of her. One is a whore, one is a librarian, one is a scientist, one is a teacher, and one is a spy, and one is this, a stay-at-home mother. All these women inside of her, but they can only come forth one at a time. And so the other personality back there aware of the one in front, but the one in front is not aware of the ones in the back, because she's 100% into that role when she's planted. But when you might come and see her in the next hour when she might be a Bertha, or she might be the Vamp, or she might be, you know what I'm saying? But all this is happening inside of one woman. She got all these different personalities. See, all these personalities you call you and me and them and him and her, all of that is different personalities inside of the same mind of Fa'u. You follow what I'm saying? In the same way that if I ask you to write a story, you say, okay, I got Tom Sawyer. Amun, I got 14 different men, women, and children, a drunkard, and a dog. I say, okay, you created the story. Where did each one of the characters in your story get their personality from? Their looks, their gender, their environment, their sense of humor. Where did they get all that from? Well, you created the story. They got all that from you. So in reality, if all of them came from you, do you really have 14 different men, women, and children? Or do you have 14 different expressions of one mind because they're all really you? They all already, that's how we're all really this Fa'u. We're all really this one thing. The illusion is that it's you and me and you're here and there and now and then. There ain't no damn men and women and young and old and all that. If that don't make no black and white, it don't exist.
Brother Amun,
you're that thing you see in the chair that you can't see. Go ahead.
There's a question you was talking about, like, I guess you was making a reference to Al-Qut. You talking about the axis.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you talking about like the observer, like that's
exactly God, right. In quantum physics, we call that the observer. Correct.
Yeah, that's the so basically.
But you've also heard in quantum physics the word the singularity, right?
Yes.
And you've also heard quantum entanglement, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I can give you the example of that if you want.
Let me just add this on, and this will probably like expand. This will probably
that's
like
a statement or
It's actually a question. I'm trying to just
okay. Let's put on these only questions. I mean, I don't want to confuse people with other people's ideas. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. Understood. So when you saying that, when you talk about the axis and you talk about the observer and everything like that, basically what you're saying, we're all the same observer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. But it's your third eye that's the single. Make that third eye one again. Come on up here. It's the two eyes is where the illusion is.
So the illusion that you're you and I'm me, we're all the same observer, but
at the same time.
At the same time, so it's just another experience, like that you're you and I'm me.
You are the experience of source experiencing itself.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right.
But the all-seeing eye can see all. By that I mean this universe that you're talking about, this vast void, this black extent. Guess where that is? It's inside of you, son. Because I'm in all in what?
All is in me.
All is in you. That means there's nothing outside of you. So when you close your eyes and put your hands over and it's pitch black, you know that blackness inside your mind, that is the universe, which is really the canvas upon which you create all of your images. You personify, P-E-R-S-O-N, or manifest them, M-A-N, right? Or your imagination, image, first word. So that when you close your eyes, if you want to see that blackness, the sun in the middle of that night, you can do that. In other words, if you can remember the day you were driving on the street and the sun was so bright you had to pull that visor down because you couldn't see the line in the street because of the glare, you can remember that, can't you? You can see that sun, can't you?
Sure.
Okay, well, the thing is that because it's dark outside and you got your eyes covered up and your hands over and it's pitch black, when you see that sun, you got to remember you're the one that said, bad luck, that's Latin, okay, kun fayakun, let there be light, say to a thing be and it is, sada and nor. You're the one that created that. From out of the darkness came the light. You're the one that did that because you just did it. You took pitch blackness and you created out of triple darkness. You created light.
Sure.
So you're the one that said, "Let there be light." It was you. It was you. And you've forgotten that. What happened is, as you all got so wrapped up in your creation, I'm going to spell out W-R-A-P-T so that you remember it. Y'all got so wrapped up in your creation and creating creation that you just forgot, that you're the creator of it. I'm here to remind you. I'm simply a plain reminder.
Amun, I got a quick question. How do I access my Akashic records? That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, the only way you're going to do that is if you raise up to the conscious level and become one again, totally. You see? And the reason why that in this hologram that we don't give you access to the Akasha records because you would remember all of your past and future lives because they're going on simultaneously. And when you do that, and they've been countless, some of you have lived up to 24,000 times and died 24,000 times. So you've had a lot of tragedy, joy, pain. You've had a lot of emotional roller coasters in every lifetime. Birth and death and everything in between can be traumatic and very overwhelming. You follow what I'm saying? So if you remember all that at one time and it starts rushing into you like a torrent, you wouldn't be fit for even living the experience, this present life. You wouldn't be fit for it. You'd lose your damn mind.
Oh.
Yes, you would. And Malachi proved it one time. A brother and sister kept on asking him to tell him their real name. He kept saying no, and for the same reason I told you. And they kept on till they bit that man, and he told them, and they both in insane asylums right now.
Oh, man.
That's right. Yeah, they kept pressing that man, and he let rip. I could have told him stop playing with that man. You be to find yourself out in Who Did He Wow on the other side of Jackrabbit Road. Okay, go ahead.
I was about to ask you, like, how close is the subconscious mind to the Akasha records? Because
it's in the same place, vibrating on different frequencies, right? But now, if you said the super subconscious, if you said the super subconscious, that's in another place, because that's the mother mind of all, and it doesn't vibrate at all. But what it is that you have a conscious mind, which is a walking wake mind that has a question right now. Then you have a super subconscious mind that is the mental reservoir, Baut. Then you have a subconscious mind that is between the two, and it reaches into one and out to the other, and it transfers information from Baut that knows everything down to the subconscious mind that reaches into the conscious wake mind, and sometimes give you intuitive flashes like deja vu, like I've been here before. Or you walk into a living room and it's bright lit, you see people sitting around on the couch having a conversation in the room, and you stop frozen because you know you heard this before and you've seen this conversation before. This did happen before.
But it did happen before in the spiritual plane, but not in the physical. But when you make contact with Fa'u, then the past and the present, like the all-seeing eye, becomes one.
You see, I had learned the whole truth while I was there.